Did you know that most people overpay for cars without even realizing it? It's because they're going in without a plan. In this video, I'm exposing the biggest mistakes that car buyers make and how you can avoid them. If you're meeting for the first time, my name is Baz, and on this channel, I focus on cars and finance to help you save time and money. So if that sounds good to you, then consider subscribing. So mistake number one, most people go in blind without doing any research. Do some research online about the type of car and packages that you're interested in. It's best if you figure out the exact model and package that you want before going in so that you don't make any purchase mistakes. But be open to dealers' recommendations. There may be options or packages you're not aware of, so hear them out. In my experience, I helped many customers find a car even though they came in looking at something totally different because I knew what was better fit for their needs and they were very appreciative of it. But that's not usually the case. In most cases, the best and smoothest transactions were when a customer had done their research, they were prepared, and they knew exactly what they want. The second mistake is not doing market research on pricing and focusing on the monthly payment and not the total cost of the car. If you don't use tools like Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds or Auto Trader, you won't know what a fair price for a car is. There's also tools like TrueCar and Car Edge, and in Canada we have Unhaggle and Car Cost Canada. Now these are lead generation tools. What they're going to do is they're going to give you the invoice price of the car. The invoice price is the price that the dealership buys the car from the manufacturer. So that's not the price that you'll pay, but you'll get to see what their markup is, and based on that you can make a fair offer. So you'll know what the dealer's cost is. Now, why would companies actually reveal this information? You don't see Best Buy revealing how much the cost price of their TVs are, or Apple revealing the cost price of an iPhone. The reason is that auto manufacturers don't really care what the dealer sells the car for. They want to sell volume, and car dealers want to sell as many cars as possible. So they've realized that if they just show transparency of what the true cost of the car is, and then the customer can make a fair offer above that cost price, as long as the dealer's making some profit, they're most likely going to do the deal. But remember, these are lead generation tools. So you're going to put in your information, you're going to put the type of car you're looking for, and what's going to happen is that dealerships around the address that you provided are going to start calling you. So you have to give your information for most of these tools, and what that'll do is it'll basically give you some sort of exclusive pricing with those specific dealers. Now, when I was in sales, I had Unhaggle deals, I had Car Cost deals. When those customers came in, basically the price was already set. We would just sign the paperwork and the deal was done. So those can help speed up the process and give you what a fair offer is going to be, and you will get to see what the true dealer invoice price is. So that provides you with full transparency. You know exactly what the dealer is buying the car for from the manufacturer, and then you can work out a deal with the dealership themselves. Also, with these lead generation tools, sometimes they'll have more information on like extended warranties and additional packages that the dealership offers. And if you're interested in those, you can see what a fair price for those is as well. So here's a pro tip. Focus on the total price of the car with all the taxes and fees. Don't get caught up on payments because it's easy to move numbers around and sell you on a payment. And unless you do the math, you won't know exactly what you're paying until the paperwork is done. And stick with a 5-year or 60-month term if you are financing to avoid a negative equity position. When they stretch you to 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, you're not paying enough of the car down, and you could possibly be in a negative equity position if you want to trade the car in early, or if the car gets written off, you may not get the total value of what you paid for the car, and you may have a financial disaster on your hands. To avoid that, it's best to stick with 5 years or 60 months. So it's best to figure out beforehand which car and package you want so you can actually determine all these numbers and what's best for you before you even step foot in a dealership. The third mistake is accepting the first offer. Look, dealers are expecting you to negotiate. So don't be afraid to make your offers, but be respectful and be ready to make a deal, and that way they're more likely to work with you. If you're saying, I'm just looking around, I'm kicking tires, I'm just getting some information, they're not going to want to discount the car for you because they're thinking you're going to just take some pricing and go shopping around. So they're going to give you the best price if they know that you're ready to make a deal right now. The best way to do that is put your credit card on the table, tell them, look, I'm ready to leave a deposit, here's my offer, here's the price I want to pay, and that's going to get you the best deal possible because they know that you're a serious buyer and you want to do a deal right now. And here's another pro tip. Ask for special deals and discounts like first-time buyer discounts, military discounts, student deals, or group deals that you may have due to your profession profession. So depending on the industry you work at, you may have specific deals worked out with certain auto manufacturers that will give you additional rebates and discounts above and beyond the discount you're already getting on the car. Mistake number 4 is not understanding the fees. Dealers will throw in extra fees like VIN etching, nitrogen-filled tires, or tire and rim protection, or lost or damaged keys protection. Make sure you are aware of every single fee they add onto the car and exactly what that gets you, and decide if it makes sense for you or not. That's up to you. You may find value in the packages, you may not, but it's important to understand exactly what all the little fees are and then decide what you're getting and if it makes sense for you. Some might be helpful, some may not. They may just be a waste of money. So you got to figure that out before you make an agreement. Mistake number 5 is not understanding the finance rates. In most cases, car dealers themselves will have the most competitive rates when it comes to financing because of subvented rates, which are essentially when the manufacturer has already bought down the rate from the lenders to give you the lowest price, and that's how they can advertise certain finance rates and basically compete with each other. But if you want to do your own financing, you may want to get pre-approved beforehand and see what your bank can offer you. In most cases, the dealer's rates will still be better, but understand the exact interest that you're paying, what the total cost of borrowing will be based on the term that you've selected. For leases, rates don't matter as much because you're not owning the car, and basically it just comes down to what the payment is. And if you are leasing, you want to look at the lease end protection, because what they won't tell you is that if you return the car with a ton of damages, scratches, they can charge you whatever they want. If you get the lease end protection, you won't have to worry about that, but find out exactly what's covered and what the total damage is. In most cases, it's totally worth it. So how do dealers make money off of you? Some dealers will adjust the MSRP, that's the manufacturer suggested retail price. If it's not a specialty vehicle, a vehicle in ridiculously high demand with a very low supply, or something that's going to be like a collectible car, which 99% of car buyers are not looking at cars like that, you should never ever pay above MSRP, even though some dealers will mark it up. Also, on your trade-in, some dealers may lowball you on the trade-in value of your current vehicle. They may offer you less than what it's worth so they can sell it for a profit later. Now, obviously, what they're going to pay you is a wholesale price, and they're in the business of making money, so they're going to sell it for more, but they'll have to do some reconditioning, get the car ready for sale, or else they wouldn't want to be buying your trade-in car. Remember, profit's not a dirty word, but you want to make sure you're getting a fair value for your car. So expect at least a couple of $1,000s less than what the car would be worth if you were going to sell it privately to trade it into a dealership, and that's going to make it more convenient for you, but you don't want them to totally lowball you either. So you can try and sell a car privately if you want to get top dollar for your car. Of course, you have to go through the motions of doing that. Another option is you can ask the dealer to run the car in their own auction. Now that's going to be this internal auction between many dealerships. The dealer you're trading your car into may not have the correct market for that type of car, but there may be other dealers who are willing to pay more for that car. So what you can do is you can say, look, I want this certain amount for my car. They can run it at their auction. If they don't get that amount, you can pull the car back and private sell it or decide what you want to do with it. Or you may actually end up getting what you want because there's another dealership somewhere else that's willing to pay more. Sometimes these B lots that basically work with people that have lower credit will pay more for a very desirable car because they make a lot more money on the financing compared to a new car dealership that's going to give you lower interest rates. So a lot of times when I was in sales, there'd be customers who were not happy with their trade-in value that we were giving them. So we would run it at auction and actually get significantly more for the trade-in value, and we would then sell it to a wholesaler or to another dealership, and then the customer would get a much better value on their trade-in. So ask the sales manager to run your car at auction if they're not offering you what you want for your trade-in. Now the other thing is extended warranties and extras. Now extended warranties can be very useful, especially with cars that are known to have very costly maintenance down the line. Now they are totally optional and your finance manager will present those options to you. But if you are interested in adding the extended warranty to your car, you can totally negotiate that into your deal before you even meet with the finance manager. Rather than leaving the car purchase and then the warranty purchase separately, you can negotiate all in at once. And when I was a salesperson and a finance manager, I found the customers that paid the least and got the most value for their dollar were the ones that did exactly that. They negotiated all the fees, protection, accessories, warranty, whatever that they wanted before they ever even met with the finance manager. Now, what that's going to do is to give you a better opportunity to negotiate everything into the deal beforehand. You know exactly what you're going to pay, and that actually makes it a little bit easier for the salesperson and the finance manager. So for them, they're willing to make a little bit less money, but have a smooth, quick transaction, and the customer knows exactly what they want, what they're paying for. Some dealers may be hesitant to do that because you're now messing up their process. But if you're a serious buyer and you know what you want, you can always bend the rules a little bit. Also, make sure you find out if the extended warranty has a deductible. You want to know, is there going to be a charge anytime I make a claim? And is there a refund policy? When I was working at Hyundai many years ago, the extended warranty was actually something that could be totally refunded back to you in a credit if you took the entire time and you never made a single claim. Now, it's unlikely that's going to happen. You're going to have some repairs down the line, especially on an extended warranty that covers the car way past what the default manufacturer's warranty is. But it's good to know that you can have that as an option, so make sure you ask about that. Also, some extended warranties will come with guaranteed rental cars. So if your car is in for service, whether the dealer has a loaner car or not, they'll actually pay for a rental car. So you always have a car in your hands, even if the car is in for a service. And some will come with maintenance packages like oil changes and tire rotations for many years. And you can find out what the cost of those will be, because you're gonna have to pay for those anyways. So that may actually offset the cost of the extended warranty. And now you're getting additional warranty plus maintenance included. So that may be worthwhile for you. So find out if that's an option as well before you just agree to something that they offer you. So the pro tip is always negotiate each part of the car itself, your trade-in, and any additional warranties or add-ons you're interested in. There's discounts to be had all over the place. The reason why they separate it is they get the customers all focused on the car and the purchase price, and then last minute they sell you a bunch of warranties and coverages. Now, they're not bad things, right? A lot of customers will see value in those products and they want those. But what you want to do is figure out the entire package and negotiate every single piece of it. Here's a few more things to remember. The best times to buy a car is towards the ends of the month, because that's when they're trying to meet their targets. So they're willing to drop a little bit more of the price to get that last car off the lot. Also, during the holidays, they have higher targets. So that's also a good time. And a lot of manufacturers will have additional discounts and deals during that time. It's also best to buy a car that's in stock on the lot that you can see, touch, feel. It's right there, because dealers actually add fees when they trade cars with each other, and they'll roll these charges onto you. You may also end up getting a car that was damaged during shipment. I saw this happen a ton of times. Customer wanted a specific package that we didn't have in stock, so we traded with another dealership and it showed up and there's a ding, there's a dent, there's damage, which now postpones the deal. We have to tell the customer. It just ends up being a bad experience. So if you can, it's best to buy a car that's right there on the lot. There's going to be no additional fees for trading it. You can make sure it's perfect, it's clean, and take note of the VIN number so you know you're getting that exact car and they're not going to switch it on you for another car of the same color and package. Some dealers also add accessories like the hood deflector or tinted windows. They have things that are pre-installed that they're not going to remove, and then you'll have to agree to some additional accessory you didn't actually want because another dealership puts that on all of their cars. I saw that happen a lot of times as well. So buy what you can see. Also, find dealers with the biggest inventories. You can go to any dealer's website, go to new car inventory, used car inventory, and you'll see a total number that they have there. The dealers with the most amount of cars are going to be the high volume sellers, and they're more willing to give you a discount compared to a small dealership that doesn't have as much volume. Also, you want to avoid pressure and tactics. If they're forcing you, if they're rushing you, if they're putting pressure, just stay calm, relax. Don't let them force you into anything. Go through everything I said and make sure the entire deal, the car, the packages, it all makes sense to you. So stay patient. Always be respectful and you'll get the best treatment and the best deal that way. You don't want to be rude, going with some bad attitude. You're not going to win like that. You're just going to create a negative experience for everybody. They'll end up playing lots of games with you. They'll sell you a car that's got some damage, or that one that's ticking, the one that the battery died, even though it's a new car. You don't want to create a bad energy in your purchase experience because it's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt the dealer, and you're not going to be happy in the end. Negativity never wins. Go in ready to make a deal, ready to be serious, understand exactly what you want, and do it with a smile. It's also best to buy cars from the dealership closest to your home because you're going to have to service the car later. And if an issue arises, it's best to have the leverage of being a loyal customer compared to someone who bought a car from a dealership 2 towns over. If you do repeat business with the same dealership, you'll be able to pull some strings later. So save this video, go through everything I said, make it a checklist, make sure you understand every single part of the purchase process, and check off that list and make sure that you're happy before you pull the trigger. So if you like this video, check out my other video about leasing versus financing, which option's better for you and what car dealers don't want you to know. And let me know in the comments below, what was your best or worst car buying experience? I want to hear from you. And if you want more insider car buying tips, then hit that like button and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.